Hey Gems, it's Em, and tonight's video I'm going to do for you guys is a tag video. Txmommyofboys, her name is Ashley. I'll put her link to her YouTube channel in the description box. She tagged me to do this video, and this is going to be a my first time tag video. So if you like these kinds of videos, keep watching. My first tweet, and I have my list right here, so that's why if I'm looking down. My first tweet actually was I am not a big Twitter person. I created a Twitter through my Gems account for freebies and stuff like that, but I believe my first tweet was for a Venus razor that I didn't get. My first YouTube video, my very first YouTube video was Welcome to Gems, and it's pretty much just an introduction to my channel, and my first real YouTube video was my first freebie video. Let's see, the first person I subscribed to, I believe the first person I subscribed to was Vombo.com, and they are one of the best freebie sites I've come across, and I've actually become very good friends with Jamie, who her and her husband David run Vombo, and I'll also link their YouTube channel in the description box as well. Do you still talk to your first love? I do. It's mostly through Facebook, and it's kind of estranged, but every now and then we talk and say hi and catch up. But I'm with Kyle, and I've been with Kyle for almost 7 years, and that's my soulmate, and that's the way it's staying. My first alcoholic drink. I think my first alcoholic drink when I was probably 14. My uncle, we were going to their house for 4th of July, and they drank socially and stuff with my mom and everything, and he let me have a Mike's Hard Lemonade, and I loved it. But my first real alcohol time, drinking, was when I think at 17, just for New Year's. So we got one Mike's Hard Lemonade or something like that, so nothing really huge. So my first job was working at a Coney Island diner in the town I live in, and I was a dishwasher. My first car was a 2000 Saturn, and it was a 4-door. I got it for a graduation present from my dad and my stepmom, and I actually had it all the way up until right around January. So I actually sold it to a good friend of mine because we bought a new car. And actually the last 4 years that we had that car, I couldn't even get in it because it was too small and too low to the ground for me to be able to get in and out of it in my wheelchair. Let's see, the first person to text you today. I have no idea. Let's find out. I believe it was my friend Lindsay or Leah, one of the two. They kind of both texted me at the same time. Let's see. My first grade teacher. My first grade teacher's name was Mrs. Hickey. I know that sounds like a goofy name, but I'm not lying. It's her real name. And her funny little story real quick is that her husband was a police officer. And one day I missed the bus going home from school, and he was there, and he actually drove me home in the back of his police car. So I showed up as a first grader to my house in the back of a police car, and my mom freaked out. So let's see, my first airplane ride. I was about, I want to say 9, and we were going to Disney World for the first time. My first best friend, and do I still talk to them? My first best friend, her name was Jessie, and we were best friends at 4 years old. And I mean, I've had other really, really close friends, but she was my first best friend. And we were really good friends when we were 4, and then she moved to the next town or away a little bit, and we kind of lost touch. And then in 5th grade, we actually went to separate elementary schools, but we were in orchestra together. And the first day of school where we were both in orchestra, I played violin and she played cello, and when they were doing roll call, when they called my name, she stood right up and looked at me, and I kind of looked at her, and then when they called her name, I stood up, and then we both stood up on opposite sides of the room, and we were waving to each other, and they're like, do you guys know each other? And we're like, yeah, we do. So, but unfortunately I don't speak to her anymore. We kind of lost touch after my injury. And she just kind of was doing her own thing. I was doing my own thing. And just a few other things happened, and so we don't speak anymore. My first sleepover. This one is kind of a toughie because probably one of my first sleepovers that I remember was with my friend Katie. Her and I were also like really, really close when we were kids. I think she was like the first person that I slept over, like friend-wise. Let's see. The first thing I did this morning is pretty much what I do every morning. I wake up, I check my cell phone, I check and see if I've got any messages or YouTube subscribers, because I have them all linked on my phone, or synced on my phone, and check out freebies, and then I take my medicine, and I get on my laptop, and I check emails, and I check freebies, and I check YouTube, and I watch videos, and all that stuff until my meds are kicked in, and then I'm ready to get up. My first concert, I had mentioned this in my 50 Random Facts video, it was Casey and the Sunshine Band. My stepmom took my younger sister and I when we were I was probably about like 8 or 9, so that was my first concert. My first broken bone. I have actually never broke a bone. As severe as my injury is, I've actually never broke a bone. The worst thing that's happened pre-injury was I fractured my thumb, so I don't know if that counts as a break. I fell going into school on a patch of ice when I was in 8th grade, and because I did a fiddlers group when I was in school for violin, and actually I played bass for them, and stand-up bass and bass guitar. And at first I laughed about it, and then halfway through rehearsal, my thumb just kind of started getting blacker and blacker and bigger, and so I had to call my mom and be like, yeah, I think I broke my thumb. Let's see, my first tattoo or piercing. I had my ears pierced when I was 6. I don't wear earrings, probably about 99% of the time. Actually, I don't even know if they're closed up right now. But my first tattoo was, I don't know if you guys can see it, was my treble clef tattoo. And I got that when I was 21 or 22, one of the two. My first foreign country, I went to Canada. I live really close to the Canadian border in Michigan. I'm about 45-50 minutes away from the Canadian border. And we used to go there all the time for weekends, and 6th grade we did a 6th grade trip, and we went to Canada for 4 days, and so yeah. The first movie I remember seeing in the theater, this one was also kind of a tough one. I remember the first two, I think was, from what I remember, was Oliver and Company from Disney and A League of Their Own, and they were still two of my favorites. My first roommate, I actually had 3 first roommates. I went to college at Baker College in Muskegon, Michigan for culinary arts, and they had 4 people in one dorm room, and so their names were Jennifer, Jessica, and Emily. And actually, funny kind of little side story is, my freshman year in college, I ended up having, I think, 9 roommates. So, long story. If I had only one wish, I think that if I only had one wish, it would just be my friends and family and Kyle, myself, and our dogs to be happy and healthy. Alright, next question is my first school crush. When I was in, I think, 4th grade, I had a really big, he wasn't in my class, but we were in the same grade. His name was Chris, and I had a crush on him probably from 4th grade until like 7th or 8th grade. And then once I got to high school, it was kind of like, yeah, no. My first boyfriend. Well, when I was in like kindergarten, you know, like we always have like, you know, oh, you're my boyfriend, you're my girlfriend, and we're gonna hold hands and think that's like, yeah. But my first like official boyfriend was, I think it was Jason, actually, the one that was my first kind of like real kiss. My first makeup, what did I say on here? My first makeup look. Oh, sorry, I was like trying to remember what the heck I was talking about. My first makeup look, when I was probably in like 7th grade, I started getting really kind of into more of being a girly girl than, you know, a tomboy. I was still a tomboy, but I kind of wanted, you know, that was the time where like boys and girls were starting to, you know, become boyfriend and girlfriend and all that stuff. But I was obsessed with silver, bright silver eyeshadow, white eyeliner, and like really bold lips, like dark lips. I love that look. Yeah, not so much anymore. My first pet, well, I had like hamsters and fish and birds and all growing up, but my first real pet was my black lab buddy, who passed away a couple years ago in the spring. He was my dad's dog, so whenever we went to my dad's, they were there, and he was my first real pet. And from the minute we first laid eyes on each other, we've had this huge, very, very strong bond and a connection, and I miss him a lot. But when I got Tabby, I was actually talking to my dad about her, and we both said that we really do think that we got a little bit of, or that I got a little bit of Buddy back, so that's good. And she's sleeping. Hold on. There's my baby girl. And there's my baby boy. Alright, just a couple more. The last thing, I'm going to do a couple last things as opposed to first things, that kind of thing. My last first time question is the first YouTube video I watched today. I believe it was Texas Mommy, which is Ashley's channel, and I actually just won a giveaway that she was doing on her YouTube channel, so I'm so excited, and I think it'll be here, I think Thursday. So I'm also going to do a makeup haul video. I went to Ulta today and got a few things, and I'm waiting for her package to come in, and then I'm going to do like a makeup haul video, so stay tuned for that if you like haul videos. Alright, the last thing I bought makeup today at Ulta. We went out to Ulta with a couple of girlfriends of ours. Well, me and our friend Lindsay went to Ulta, and Kyle and her girlfriend Leah went to GameStop. So that was a lot of fun. So if you want to see what I bought, then stay tuned later in the week for my haul video. And I believe that is it. Oh, the last person to call me, and I got no idea. So I believe it was my girlfriend, Stacy. So if you're watching this, hi Stacy, I love you. Our little niece's, her daughter, she's my best friend, and we are aunt and uncle to her little girl, Lily, whose birthday was yesterday. So happy birthday, Lily, I love you. So yeah, that is my first time tag. I'm going to tag a few people down below in the description box to do this tag. I thought it was a lot of fun. Thank you, Ashley, for tagging me. It was so much fun doing it. I love tag videos. Love watching them. But if I don't tag you and you follow my channel, please feel free to do this kind of tag video. It was a lot of fun, and if I didn't tag you, I apologize. But please feel free to go ahead and do it, and when you do it, put it as a video response or put the link to your tag down in the comments. So I am going to do a couple more videos this week, so probably by the end of this weekend I will have three or four videos actually up. So stay tuned for that, and you guys have 3 more days to enter the giveaway. I'll put that video in the description box as well. You have to be a subscriber, and all the rules and all the prizes and everything are in that video, so be sure to check that out, and I will see you guys later. Bye!